Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, December 10th at 9:44 a.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 728 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Afghanistan violence, journalist Malala Maywin shot dead along with her driver. Iran cannot get its story straight on assassination of top nuclear scientist. Loeffler ran on this bill, too bad she didn't vote for it. Chuck Schumer had to tell Dianne Feinstein that she should step down as the top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee twice because she forgot the first conversation they had, new report alleges. Fact check, woman in Indiana charged with modifying absentee ballot applications, not mail-in ballots. Lake Tahoe to shut down to tourists as California COVID deaths reach new high. U.S. military apologizes for poor judgment after troops attended dance parties on base without wearing masks. Republican attorney appointed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis resigns in protest after raid on Rebecca Jones' home. Prostitution charges against Patriots owner Robert Kraft in a Florida massage parlor scandal were quickly dropped, but sex workers in the case were forced to pay thousands of dollars in fines. SpaceX launches Starship on highest test flight, crash lands. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Zuckerberg's empire threatened as Facebook sued, SpaceX flight fiery success, World Brief, Bloomberg quick take, now. A vaccine could soon get the green light, but Americans need to stay vigilant to avoid unthinkable death toll, expert says, CNN. Minneapolis City Council votes to cut millions from police budget amid record crime rates, The Washington Post. Johns Hopkins, long believed by university to be abolitionist, owned slaves, records show, NBC News. Bees witnessed using tools in nature for the first time, and it's really gross, science alert. AirPods Max may cost $549, but it's missing a key feature, Tom's Guide. Tiffany Haddish turned down Grammys pre-show hosting gig due to lack of compensation, Vulture. Despite Trump's venting and threats, Biden's win is sealed, Associated Press. NFL, Week 14 predictions, our picks against the spread, The New York Times. U.S. antitrust siege of tech widens with lawsuits versus Facebook, The Associated Press. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Gunmen kill female TV anchor in eastern Afghanistan. Republicans' forbidden phrase exposed in Daily Show Supercut. Dr. Fauci's daughter Allison saddened by boyfriend's brother's death from COVID-19. Delusional Trump tells Hanukkah party guests we're gonna win election he just lost. Eric Trump asked for retweets from people who love our president and got ratioed. More than 3,100 dead in U.S. from COVID-19 and grim single-day record. Danger is growing from Trump's election lies, Washington Post editorial board says. Tensions rise over masks as virus grips smaller U.S. cities. Top LA health official fights back tears too while discussing incalculable COVID-19 toll. Humpback whale spotted in New York Harbor. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Chain reaction of kindness at Dairy Queen. Men make fun of, steal from unresponsive woman. Uber passenger shot on interstate. High school drops name amid complaints. Scammers use realtors' listings to trick people. Kansas City bar defies emergency order. Dog owner reunited after 348 days. Alumni return to classrooms to combat teacher shortage. Greensboro College gets $500,000 gift. Reservations required for Christmas Mass. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. Visit at home. Why did the U.S. turn down vaccine doses? The partial return to school in New York City. How COVID-19 social effects hurt girls in Kenya. Inside the battle between Biden and Facebook. The virus has stolen your face from me. The risk of suspending coronavirus vaccine patents. There's still a loaded weapon lying around in our election system. What really saved the republic from Trump? Movie theaters are dying. Did Jason Killer deal the final blow? The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Double the challenge at U.S. Women's Open on 2 golf courses. Morikawa, Reed bid to become America's first European No. 1. Yael Eckstein, Hanukkah in the year of COVID reminds us that hope and faith are stronger than despair. California reverses course on playground closures after backlash. California records the most coronavirus deaths in a single day, report. Hunter Biden tax affairs under federal probe, links to China funds emerge, sources say. Walton star Richard Thomas reflects on working with late TV dad Ralph Waite, we really bonded. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State says North Korea squandered opportunity to improve relations. Portland Red House protesters ready for the long haul, guest tells Tucker. New Yorker cartoonist arrested on child porn charges, cops. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, December 10th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Stimulus package update, plan should give as generous aid to local governments as possible, Economist says. SEAL team adjusts to the new normal on an all-new episode tonight on CBS. I wanted a special that followed my career, Michael Costa on Michael Costa, Detroit, NYLA Comedy Central special and The Daily Show. When can you get the COVID vaccine? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, The Daily Mail. Bizarre flat layout leaves viewers scratching their heads. Tesco is stockpiling food amid fears of empty shelves after worst-case scenario of no-deal Brexit. Facebook, Messenger and Instagram wall crash. Coronavirus China, Wuhan whistleblower kept in restraints and fed by tube in detention. Partner of an electrician who took his own life after eye surgery refuses apology from surgeon. Landmark antitrust suits against Facebook seek to break company up. EU will push the button on no-deal contingency plans at Crunch Summit. Tory MP Caroline Noakes admits parking car across parents' driveway to make sure they shield. The blower is back. Bentley built first 1.5M reborn 1920s racer. Coronavirus Europe. UK tourists could be banned from EU after Brexit due to pandemic travel rules. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is The Washington Post World News Feed. Who should get a vaccine first, the pensioner or the politician? Pope Francis' homeland could become the largest country in Latin America to legalize abortion. Ghana's main opposition party will contest election results. EU leaders weigh sanctions over Turkey's med drilling work. EU looking to reinforce climate credentials during summit. South Africa sees sharp rise in virus, part of African wave. Australia largely beat the virus, but it left thousands of residents stranded abroad. African health official blasts terrible vaccine inequality. South Korea to criminalize sending leaflets into North Korea, bowing to regime. Coup or no coup, Trump sets dangerous precedents. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. U.S. records over 3,000 COVID deaths in a day for first time, live updates. China says Canadians held for 2 years have been charged. Just unimaginable, Latin America's COVID crisis heads from bad to worse. 2 die in fire at building used by migrants in Barcelona. Can anyone in the woeful NFC East win a playoff game? Actually, yes. Chinese embassy in U.S. allege hacking after retweet of Trump's election claim. Dreamland Review, Margot Robbie hits the bank in twist on Bonnie and Clyde. The 50 best TV shows of 2020, No. 9, The Queen's Gambit. Call of the Sea Review, Escape, Room, to a Tropical Paradise. A Nobel Prize for Feeding the World cannot erase the shame of Yemen's starving children. David Beasley. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Under the rug, sexual misconduct shakes FBI's senior ranks. Justice Department sues Alabama over prison conditions. Man who was serving 90-year sentence for marijuana released. Pentagon plans to cut most of its support to CIA's counter-terrorism missions. Man arrested after threatening to blow up county Democrat's office, police. Tensions rise over masks as virus grips smaller U.S. cities. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Paolo Rossi, Italy's 1982 World Cup hero dies age 64. Why preppers are going mainstream. Brexit, EU sets out plans in case trade talks with UK fail. Albanian protesters burn Christmas trees over police killing. Deadly fire engulfs Barcelona squatters' warehouse. The dead professor and the vast pro-India disinformation campaign. Joe Biden's son Hunter says he is under investigation over taxes. Asian honeybees defend hives from hornets with feces. U.S. COVID vaccine, 3 key questions answered. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. AP Top Stories December 10th. Coronavirus updates. Pfizer vaccine reaches final review for FDA authorization as U.S. sets record for daily deaths. Black Youth Arts Center, refugee advocacy get a boost from Gannett Foundation program. A community thrives. Hunter Biden tax probe involves Chinese business. India's health emergencies, pandemic, polluted air. Is that a big old fish or a small koi? The fish in this Facebook photo remains a mystery. Today in history for December 10th. Mars, here we come. SpaceX's Starship prototype performs never-before-seen belly flop during Texas test launch. Is this what we're becoming? Anne Frank Memorial in Idaho, the only one in U.S., defaced with swastika stickers. In California, state hits record for COVID-19 deaths in one day, playgrounds reopen. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. In Becerra as first Latino health secretary, Biden gets a team player who's tough in a fight. Woman is pulled from truck pinned under container loader at Port of Long Beach. The Golden State's future, most Californians are pessimistic. LA vowed to cut police and help disenfranchised areas, now that plan is under fire. Manhattan Beach repurposes closed outdoor dining areas for public seating. Father decapitated 2 children, forced other kids to view bodies over 5 days, prosecutors allege. San Francisco could run out of intensive care unit beds in 17 days if coronavirus infection rate continues. Cannabis regulators may loosen California rules to help struggling industry. First child in LA County dies from COVID-19 related MIS-C. Stay-at-home order issued for Sacramento region after intensive care unit shortage hits critical level. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, December 10th, 2020. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Facebook faces U.S. lawsuits that could force sale of Instagram, WhatsApp. Citizen journalist detained over Wuhan reporting restrained and fed by tube. Rio Tinto order to rebuild ancient Aboriginal caves. Indian newspaper reporter burned alive after exposing corruption. Japan suspicious of Chinese, South Korean companies buy land near military sites. Zuckerberg threatened to pull investment from UK if the government didn't soften its stance on regulation of tech companies. Norwegian parliament endorses cutting aid to Palestinians over antisemitism and incitement in educational materials. Aboriginal landowners have called for a reset in Australia's lucrative mining sector after an inquiry pilloried Rio Tinto for blowing up a 46,000-year-old heritage site to expand an iron ore mine. Rio destroyed caves, known as rock shelters, at Juukan Gorge in Australia's ore-rich Pilbara region. Russian media wants Moscow to grant asylum to Trump. Honeybees found using tools, in the first to repel giant hornet attacks. Erdogan has admitted that Turkey helped Azerbaijan wage war against Armenians in Karabakh War. New whale species discovered, lends proof other large mammals may be undiscovered. 2020 marks the point when human-made materials outweigh all the living things on Earth, a new study finds. COVID used as pretext to curtail civil rights around the world, finds report. Hackers steal Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine data in Europe, companies say. The next headlines are from Forbes. Why Georgia runoffs could be bad news for stocks. Once a fine dining experience, then a bad joke. Could airline food be primed for a modest comeback? More people died from COVID-19 in the U.S. on Wednesday than during 9/11 attacks. Hong Kong IPO makes this 33-year-old Chinese toy tycoon a billionaire several times over. 5 of 2020's best streaming performances, from Little Fires Everywhere to Never Have I Ever. iCarly is returning on Paramount Plus and Miranda Cosgrove is back. Can Boohoo make investors smile after exploitation and fraud scandals end at 11-cent dress? Grimes, Serena Williams, Gwyneth Paltrow talk AI, ventures and pivots at Web Summit 2020. Luke Voigt is hoping DJ LeMahieu stays with New York Yankees while seeing his own name in trade rumors. Trump to meet with 10 state attorneys general backing case to overturn election. The next headlines are from Nature.com. How kids' immune systems can evade COVID. 5 things I hate about phobos. A hydrophobic ratchet entrenches molecular complexes. Enigmatic dinosaur precursors bridge the gap to the origin of pterosauria. Global human-made mass exceeds all living biomass. Bidirectional parasomatic inhibitory plasticity of a foci neuronal network. How the first life on Earth survived its biggest threat, water. The race to the top among the world's leaders in artificial intelligence. Don't think too deeply about the origin of life, it may have started in puddles. COVID vaccine allocation and the dramatic telescope collapse. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,671,789,583 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Gagarin filmmakers bring humanity to depiction of life in Bangalore. Netflix top viewing lists reveal India's huge film appetite, Extraction popular across Asia region. Netflix snaps up big budget All Quiet on the Western Front adaptation exclusive. Italian director Mauro Del Piero wins Cannes 2020 Women in Motion Young Talent Award. Singapore cinema chains and merger talks. Berlinale 2021, could new dates affect the festival circuit? Elf cast to reunite for Georgia Democratic Party fundraiser. The Masked Singer, here's who was, or wasn't, unmasked before next week's finale. Christina Applegate, Linda Cardellini, Liz Feldman discuss Dead to Me favorite moments. How producer Brent Montgomery went from Pawn Stars to Hype House. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. The Perfect Storm, how coronavirus spread vaccine misinformation to the mainstream. With far-right extremism on the rise, Germany investigates its police. As climate envoy, Kerry to seek ambition with humility. Poll, majority of sports fans don't play indoors as coronavirus surges. California struggles to house thousands of homeless placed in hotels during pandemic. What Joe Biden can, and cannot, do to stimulate this pandemic economy on his own. Federal executions pit the Trump administration against the Catholic Church. Giuliani leaves hospital after COVID treatment. Justice Department sues Alabama over prison conditions. Militia group leader guilty of Minnesota mosque pipe bomb attack. The following headlines are from The Week. 7 criminally funny cartoons about Trump's potential pardon spree. Why Trump supporters won't accept election results. Where the GOP draws the line. Meryl Streep plays herself. American state and city governments are bleeding out. Trump gets a judicial reality check. The Democrats get out of Manhattan Project. SpaceX Starship test flight ends in a fiery crash. Researchers cautiously optimistic they found a new whale species off Mexico. Mississippi governor says his holiday parties are still on. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Blacklist. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Learning to sniff from man's best friend. The next headlines are from Universe Today. SpaceX's SN8 Starship soars and belly flops, but fails to stick the landing. Oh well, bring on the SN9. Heard of mini Neptunes and gas dwarfs? Here's a new one, subearths. A company is hoping to race rovers on the moon. You're going to need a bigger drill. The best place for life on Mars is deep, deep underground. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, December 10th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Spectacular, Moon and Venus before sunrise. If you haven't seen Jupiter and Saturn, you're missing something. Favorite photos of Jupiter and Saturn here. South American total solar eclipse December 14th. For third data release, Gaia gaze toward galactic anti-center. What's the birthstone for December? What are coronal mass ejections? Moon passes Spica on December 10th, as Venus blazes below. The next news is from Politico. Liberal group spending $1 M in Georgia Senate runoffs. The John Kerry-Tony Blinken relationship has a worrisome analog from the 1950s. Relax, a Trump comeback in 2024 is not going to happen. Black Lives Matter power grab sets off internal revolt. Democrats' slim House margin could keep California members from plum jobs. Justice Department's interest in Hunter Biden covered more than taxes. For Facebook, the breakup threat gets real. Mnuchin pushes relief checks over jobless aid. Newsom faces new pressure to name black woman to Harris seat. How Biden aims to COVID-proof his administration. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Wastewater testing confirmed as best early warning for COVID-19. Almost half of COVID fines were dished out for illegal dancing. Severely distressed autistic girl fast-tracked out of hotel quarantine. Rio's barbaric destruction of Joking Gorge must never be repeated. Misophones beware, a new menace approaches. UI backpedals on move to close publishing arm to continue under hybrid model. 5 arrested as climate protesters take over Brisbane city streets. BBL players take a knee and stand against racism. Labour councillor most likely to benefit from Moreland vote tampering, Cat told. Almost 200 allegations against teachers reported to education regulator. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. The Moneyest, I stayed in an Airbnb on my parents' street for Thanksgiving. My mom pleaded with me not to write a bad review. What do I do? Keywords, Dr. Fauci, for the first time in more than 30 years, I'm not spending the Christmas holidays with my daughters. As some hospitals near 90% capacity due to COVID-19, this map can tell you if your local hospital is almost full. The Moneyest, my father left his estate to me and nothing to my 3 wealthier brothers. They now want their share. Should I do as they say? Millions of Americans are in survival mode. Beware, decisions made in this frame of mind can make or break you. The Moneyest, my friend's father buried $50,000 in the backyard for his grandchildren. My friend has 2 kids, but his spendthrift brother has none. Should they split it? The Moneyest, I'm 12 and in 7th grade. My parents are divorced and I earn $10 a month from my podcast. What do you advise? There's always a lot of hype around IPOs. Read this before buying Airbnb stock. Black and Hispanic people aren't inherently more susceptible to worse COVID-19 outcomes, a new study says. Would you like some nuts with that? EasyJet launches home delivery trolley service with Deliveroo. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Sandhu named a fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, UTC today. What are the rules around software patents? Lexology. Innovation in smart connected objects accelerating fast worldwide with UK ranked 6th globally, patent data shows, response source. Clarivate, India reinforces position as innovation hub in South and Southeast Asia, says new Clarivate report, marketscreener.com. Appeals court upholds jury verdict in Sasso suit, Times Union newspaper. Fed, Circ, judge skeptical Amgen cholesterol drug IP is valid, law 360. 4 UCLA engineering researchers named to National Academy of Inventors, UCLA Samuli School of Engineering newsroom. Broad Institute loses appeal in European Patent Office, patents remain revoked, J.D. Supra. Purdue's innovative impact further enriched as 3 engineering professors chosen as National Academy of Inventors Fellows, Purdue News Service. Volta lands FDA clearance for AI cardiac electrophysiology software, mass device. The next headlines are from Quartz. India's bull semen industry could be used to fight COVID-19. Europe's biggest homegrown tech upstarts are still choosing the US for their IPOs. The Modi government has set out a plan to vaccinate the first 30 million Indians for COVID-19. 3 farmers explain the economics of agriculture in India, and why new farm laws are brutal. How airports across India will cool and distribute the COVID-19 vaccine. How Nigeria's first feature-length animated movie was made. Facebook's antitrust problems are jeopardizing its plans for WhatsApp. Apple's $550 headphones are a great way to sell more basic AirPods. DoorDash proved to be the ultimate IPO for the pandemic era. Pantone wants to cure your pandemic blues with a double hit of color. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Nintendo plays Control Inception, canceling Splatoon broadcast after teens protest canceling Smash Bros. Tourney. Content moderation case study, scammers targeting Scrabble chat, 2020. Open season, FTC and 48 attorneys general file separate antitrust lawsuits against Facebook. The FCC, 2.5 GHz spectrum, and the tribal priority window, something positive amid the COVID-19 pandemic. German court orders encrypted email service to Nota to backdoor one account. Daily Deal, body glove waterproof activity tracker. Biden's top tech advisor trots out dangerous ideas for reforming Section 230. GOP confirms unqualified Symington to FCC with eye on crippling Biden FCC. DHS Inspector General is going to take a look at the DHS's purchase of cell location data from data brokers. Apple's failure to ensure backwards compatibility in Big Sur leaves developers quite sour. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. iCarly reboot. Sir W. Arthur Lewis. Catherine Tai. Paul Gasol. Paolo Rossi. Matthew Morrison. Cobra Kai Season 3. Cynthia Johnson. USA vs. El Salvador. Ray Perkins. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Victory for free speech or empty rhetoric, Cambridge University pledges to tolerate all views, but not everyone is convinced. U.S. bond market is broken, thanks to the Federal Reserve, Peter Schiff. French data privacy watchdog fines Google €100 million for breaching cookies rules. Russia launches missiles from nuclear sub as war games take place amid rising tensions with US-led NATO bloc. Video. Brexit bites, Tesco stockpiles food and warns of price hikes as threat of no deal. EU exit raises fears of empty shelves. Another legend gone, fans mourn as Italian World Cup winning hero Paolo Rossi passes away age 64. South Korea builds emergency shipping container hospital as COVID-19 third wave threatens to overwhelm medical capacity. Photos. Chinese economy continues to roar with 10% growth forecast next year. Mini atomic bombs, sneezes travel much farther than we thought and droplets remain suspended for longer. Exclusive, West working to deprive Russia of right to determine its future and is pushing for regime change, Lavrov tells RT. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Chinese money launderer called James Biden after FBI arrest, who said he was trying to reach Hunter. GOP Rep Mike Kelly, Supreme Court case alive and well after emergency order denied. U.S. suffers record 3K plus COVID deaths, global total nears 70 millimeters, Hive updates. The market is being shut down, European bond market disappears as ECB takes over. With news of Hunter Biden's criminal probe, let's review media outlets that peddled Russian disinformation lie, Greenwald. Tales are getting crazy, Nomura warns pullback risks remain due to sentiment and positioning overshoots. UK, EU impose emergency plans to prevent economic chaos should Brexit talks fail. Brent crude surges above $50 for first time since March. Melinda Gates admits we hadn't really thought through the economic impacts. Pentagon orders B-52 flights to deter Iran in show of force mission. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. COVID-19 scare on cruise ship a false alarm, Singapore says. Explainer, what the F-35 sales to UAE could mean for the region. China's activist artist. The wealthy Nigerians buying citizenship overseas. Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, what you should know, in 500 words. Ghana's opposition rejects election results. India-China relations at most difficult phase in 30-40 years. In pictures, the world of sports in 2020. Amid outcry, Modi to lay foundation of new parliament building. TV anchor, driver shot dead in eastern Afghanistan. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Pollack, mainstream media, big tech cover-up collapses with Hunter Biden investigation. Ron Johnson, social media and media influence on election orders of magnitude greater than any foreign interference in 2020. Kasich, GOP AG soon to overturn Biden win are morally and ethically bankrupt. Axelrod, Republicans supporting Trump's election fraud claims are cowards. GOP Senator Kennedy, Hunter Biden revelations raise issue of why media and tech clamp down on NY Post reporting. MIAG Methyl 2TXAG, stay in your lane, disenfranchise voters in your own state, don't come to mine. Drug smuggling via drones on rise in Arizona, say feds. Axios Swan, Swalwell blaming Trump for spy story completely absurd. Ann Coulter, voter fraud never happens, except in these 10,000 cases. Marsha Blackburn, Senate should investigate cozy relationship between Biden Incorporated and China. The next headlines are from UPI News. Look, festive deer rescued from holiday light entanglement in Colorado. Look, dog rescued from roof of abandoned school in Michigan. Watch, raccoon rescued from building ledge in New York. Long lost Jacob Jordine's painting found hanging in municipal office. 50 people win Massachusetts lottery drawing, setting new record. Watch, Christmas angel returns $250,000 worth of jewelry to Florida couple. Watch, dog lost during Illinois trip reunited with Michigan couple 3 years later. Watch, manatee escapes from bot tire in Florida. The next headlines are from Audi, Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 10 best holiday light displays in the U.S. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Listen to the superfluent MIT scientists have modeled to emulate the sound of a neutron star. Ethereal sounds are emanating from the world's first piano made from flats. When Toronto pub admits it needs rent money, neighborhood swoops in to buy its entire stock of beer. Hydration may be the recipe for happiness, this poll reflects benefits, the more water you drink. The most active meteor shower of the year is about to shine like Christmas lights in the sky. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, December 10th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Honeybees use poop to ward off those terrifying murder hornets. It pooped, and caused havoc for a generation of kids. Like a drug, pigeon racing takes flight in Senegal. Piers Morgan insists he's not the pigeon lady from Home Alone 2. Russia bans Azerbaijani tomatoes over pesticide concerns. City council members divided on the word united. Olympics 2 give breakdancing a spin in 2024. Russian doomsday plane's radio equipment stolen by thieves. Lost Muppet Christmas Carol song rediscovered. NYPD officer and head of the NYPD's Workplace Discrimination Office busted and outed as writer for racist cop blog. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Hyundai bought Boston Dynamics for nearly $1 billion, now build a walking car. No, replacing the AirPods Max battery in the UK won't cost $309. I used to code on a typewriter, here's how it helped me become C-suite. Adobe Flash is going away for real this month. Here's 3 sad science news stories to ruin your day, because it's still 2020. FTC announces lawsuit against Facebook for illegal monopolization. Why IBM's AI fact sheets should be the industry standard. Residents love low-traffic neighborhoods, but are they here to stay? Airbnb to be bigger than eBay after its long-awaited IPO. The pandemic had Android users spending 25% more time on their phones than last year. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Honeybees fend off giant hornets with animal feces. Big data offers promise of better groundwater management in California. New study helps pinpoint when Earth's plate subduction began. A technique to sift out the universe's first gravitational waves. First known fossil iguana burrow found in the Bahamas. Breakthrough in nuclear physics. Neanderthals bury their dead, new evidence. How neurons form long-term memories. Temporal crop diversity stabilizes agricultural production. Newfound phenomenon that may improve hurricane forecasts. The next headlines are from Information Week. A question for 2021, where's my data? Shios, the new corporate rock stars. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, December 10th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA Exploration Mission integral to 2020 National Space Policy. NASA names Artemis team of astronauts eligible for early moon missions. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah County Commission votes to preserve Bridal Veil Falls under a conservation easement. State colleges, Jones scores 33 points as Southern Utah tops Utah Valley 81-71. Boise State hands by rare home loss, 74-70 at the Marriott Center. The number of failing Salt Lake City middle and high school students has skyrocketed as all attend classes online. Episode 5, one of the Real Housewives of SLC is accused of being a racist. Utah Attorney General Sean Reyes endorses lawsuit claiming unlawful election results in 4 states won by Joe Biden. The Weekly Housewives Watch, Ladies Who Lunch. Sean Reyes joins other attorneys general, federal government in lawsuit to break up Facebook. Robert Garrick, Sean Reyes puts Donald Trump before his office, Utah and democracy. Inversion is on its way out in northern Utah. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Cruise begins driverless testing in San Francisco. French Army gets ethical go-ahead for bionic soldiers. Tesla full self-driving systems beta developer settings leaked. MDMA-assisted couples therapy investigated in landmark pilot trial. SpaceX's successful Starship high-altitude flight ends in a fiery explosion. Adobe releases the last Flash update ever. UK warns people with serious allergies to avoid Pfizer vaccine. Google CEO pledges to investigate exit of top AI ethicist. Hyundai to acquire Boston Dynamics for nearly $1 billion. After years of fighting it, Nest will work with Samsung SmartThings. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Teen saves father's life following heart attack in Lone Elk Park. Band seen on video playing to packed O'Fallon, Mo venue have more concerts planned, government leaders have no plans to stop it. Maplewood Boost mobile clerk shoots attempted armed robbery suspect. Crewson discusses city's handling of the COVID-19 crisis. Family provides tearful tribute to fallen Moline Acres police sergeant. Space weather warning, solar flare could affect electrical grids, GPS systems. Pedestrian struck by vehicle and killed in Sunset Hills. Sisters reunite at Baldwin retirement home after months of isolation due to COVID. Collinsville barbecue restaurant passes out free meals to kids during pandemic. Jury convicts Illinois man in Minnesota mosque bombing. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Sandy man pleads not guilty to murder in infant daughter's death. Man arrested in fatal shooting that killed 19-year-old woman in Bonita. Supervisors plan to continue fight against strip clubs open during pandemic. San Diegans turn to outdoor options amid regional stay-at-home order. It's going to pop up somewhere. Group wants to keep mystery of San Diego monolith alive. Local travel industry takes another hit from new stay-at-home order. Supervisor's OK permit for planned East County Charter High School. Police say area is safe after armed man shows up at local FBI office. Lake Tahoe to shut down under stay-at-home order. SpaceX Starship SN8 prototype explodes upon landing. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Rep. Eric Swalwell won't say if he had sex with China spy amid intel. Swalwell refuses to explain relationship with suspected Chinese spy accused of affairs with mayors. Norway blames Fancy Bear Russian hackers for cyber attack on parliament. Which Ohio mayor had a sexual encounter with an alleged Chinese spy in a car under FBI surveillance. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Microsoft HoloLens helping Russian engineers build Su-57 fighter jet. Boeing shares new details about recently performed B-1B external weapons carry demonstration. Boeing delivers 14 CH-47 Chinook built for Royal Netherlands Air Force. U.S. military receives first upgraded Boeing's compact lasers. U.S. Navy tanker drone take off for the first time with an aerial refueling pod. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. 5 minutes to turn your spinach salad into a Chinese soup. Chengdu woman faces cyber harassment after contracting COVID-19. Will New Zealand become more hawkish toward China? How a Chinese nationalist's talking point found its way into a Trump tweet. The legacy of Yuan Shikai, China's disastrous first president. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Berkeley wants teachers to be among first to get COVID vaccine. San Francisco sees dramatic dive in rental prices. First shipment of COVID vaccine expected next week. SantaCon organizer urges people not to gather in SF amid COVID surge. Plan to get COVID vaccine to nursing homes first. UCLA forecast predicts another roaring 20s after the pandemic. Heartbreaking letters to Santa reveal pandemic's toll on children. BART asks Congress for financial help as ridership continues to drop. Oakland teachers need help in virtual classroom. SF projects alarming rate of COVID infections, hospitalizations. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Senate race results. House race results. Presidential race results. Mother of black man killed by Ohio deputy, I want answers. Mueller scores twice, U.S. routes El Salvador 6-0 in exhibition. Butcher shop may get $551K grant to open in Geneva. Carol streams Christmas sharing to help families return stronger as a drive-through. Kane County Treasurer David Rickard expected to resign. Lake County rolls out website to help residents get registered for COVID-19 vaccine. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Australia. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Moldova, Romania, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Canada, Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Armenia, Azerbaijan, Israel, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey. Green alert for tropical cyclone Bungoyo 20. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. Green alert for tropical cyclone 320. Population affected by category 1, 120 km per hour. Wind speeds or higher is 0. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, December 10th in the Greenwich Mean Time time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cypher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. Taiwan's place in the global tech race. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. COVID-19 outbreak on Texas Army base alarms New Mexico leaders. Brazos ISD will no longer offer remote learning starting in January 2021. Montgomery Company Judge Mark Kia turns himself in for DWI charge. Video shows 4-year-old boy getting pulled to safety after falling into well in South Texas. Houston crime hotspot seeing more help from HPD, residents say. Houston leaders approving more large events amid COVID-19 surge. Man charged with murder after Houston woman found dead in trunk of car. Patchy fog Thursday, rain returns Friday. ABC 13 answers your top questions about COVID-19 vaccines Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Random act of kindness sparks today pay it forward chain at Dairy Queen. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. 2024 Johnny Chiang disagrees with Chinese scholar on prospects of 2024 election. Paolo Rossi, who led Italy to 1982 World Cup, dies at 64. Chiefs, Steelers top AFC, but plenty of others could contend. Thai activists urge UN to help repeal royal defamation laws. UK says EU trade talks face moment of finality on weekend. China says 2 Canadians have been indicted, tried. UK economic growth slows for 6th consecutive month. African health official blasts terrible vaccine inequality. UN Food Agency to receive Nobel Prize in online event. China restricts US official travel to Hong Kong. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NJ isn't testing enough of its residents as cases surge to new levels. Flushing's massive waterfront rezoning clears hurdle after developers offer concessions. A day in the life of a NYC contact tracer. No, sir, you cannot go to work right now. Extra, indoor dining now the largest growing cluster of COVID in New York. Photos, pandemic cannot put a damper on extravagant holiday windows in Midtown. Pandemic puts New York City's obscure law enforcement agency in the spotlight, the sheriff's office explained. New York State Pension Fund pledges to drop all fossil fuel stocks by 2040. Lawsuit seeks to block the start of ranked choice voting next year. New destination-worthy Vietnamese spot opens in Brooklyn. Incredible falling raccoon rescue caught on video. The next headlines are from Observer.com. Georges de Latour painting sets German auction record, selling for $4.3 million. Best CBD oil for anxiety, benefits and top brands for 2021. Virgin Galactic is launching a historic human space flight this week. Best keto diet pills, top 5 keto BHB supplements for weight loss. Prince William and Kate still haven't made any Christmas plans. The most popular Netflix original TV shows of 2020, after crunching the numbers. Entertainment Power 50, the changemakers who shaped movies and TV in 2020. Ballet companies keep the Nutcracker alive with streaming and outdoor performances. First edition of the Nuremberg Chronicle from 1493 set to sell for $300,000. Best CBD oil for pain, the ultimate self-care guide, 2021 update. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Minor earthquake, 3.2 mag was detected near Sandpoint in Alaska. Minor earthquake, 3.2 mag was detected near Chinyak in Alaska. Minor earthquake, M3.5 quake has struck near Cantwell in Alaska. Light earthquake, M4.4 quake has struck near Owen Fracture Zone region. Light earthquake, M4.5 quake has struck near Ambon in Indonesia. Light earthquake, 4.3 mag was detected near Mirizo village in Guam. Light earthquake 4.1 mag, 206 kilometers southwest of Al Mujairada, Saudi Arabia. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Guangay in Tonga. Minor earthquake, 3.6 mag has occurred near Sandpoint in Alaska. Light earthquake 4.3 mag, 80 kilometers northeast of Nayafu, Tonga. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Reduce military spending, a much-needed response to violence against women. Human rights must be at the heart of the COVID-19 recovery. ESCAS, historic step towards protecting human rights defenders in Latin America and the Caribbean. Education is a fundamental human right and the priority of the 21st century. U.S. Presidential Election Part 4, The Legacy of Slavery and Racism. Drop in remittances, a financial lifeline for 800 million people, could impact financial stability of numerous countries. Climate action for human rights. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. COVID policies have caused industrial consolidation. Vaccine passport apps, but I thought that it was just a conspiracy theory. These are the world's most heavily surveilled cities in 2020, global CCTV study. Joe Biden's son Hunter Biden under federal investigation for tax case. After 4 years of stonewalling corrupt, FBI finally admits they're holding Seth Rich's laptop. Allergy risk on Pfizer jab, day before FDA meet to give green light to vaccine. UK regulators warn people with significant food and medicine allergies not to take it after 2 health workers suffer anaphylactic reaction. 14 Fort Hood soldiers fired, suspended over violence at base. 1/3 of U.S. states have now joined Texas' SCOTUS bid to overturn election. Palantir's Tiberius, race, and the public health panopticon. YouTube announces new censorship rules, will take down videos alleging fraud and disputing 2020 U.S. presidential election results. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Wisconsin courts to consider Trump's election lawsuits. Was Georgia Senator Elena Parent counting votes in Judge tosses suit seeking to decertify Biden win in Arizona. Americans can pay their credit card bills, but for how long? SpaceX Starship launches on highest test flight, crash lands. Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine data hacked during cyber attack. Trump election dispute puts Republicans into contradictions. Timnit Gebru's abrupt exit to be reviewed, Google CEO says. Despite Trump's venting and threats, Biden's win is sealed. Fewer black kids getting flu shots, worrying CDC officials. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. A guide to Pfizer BioNTech technician's COVID-19 vaccine. Warnock's false ad on taxes. Trump's bogus swing state claim. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. My sweaters are all stain-free thanks to this cleaning kit. Is this the real reason why Trump's freaking out about the defense bill? Dem Super PAC hits Purdue, Loeffler on stock sales in new $6.50 an ad buy. Someone named Rob is targeting a top Pennsylvania Republican with pro-Trump robocalls. You pay the salaries of these people holding pandemic holiday parties. How did Netflix's The Prom musical, and James Corden's performance, become a big gay crisis? New year, new you, GTFO, for 2021 at least. Here's how we handle people who refuse to get COVID vaccines. Trump just broke through the last level of neo-fascism. The next headlines are from the New York Post. 3 FDNY firefighters hurt as massive Queens blaze rips through multiple buildings. Suspected California DUI crash kills 2 parents, 3 kids critically injured. Rick Grenell calls out CNN's Jake Tapper for belatedly covering Hunter Biden's story. iCarly revival to air on Paramount streaming service with original cast. Minnesota town votes to allow white supremacist church. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Get ready for the 2-minute meteor shower 2020. Watch, SpaceX's Starship prototype has a successful test, until it lands in a fiery wreck. These astronauts had the right stuff, but never made it to space. Chuck Yeager, first pilot to break the sound barrier, dies at 97. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. SpaceX launched Starship prototype on spectacular test flight. SpaceX rocket test flight ends in fiery explosion. Extraordinary rate of change as the Arctic warms, NOAA says. Jupiter and Saturn will form the first double planet in 800 years. Legendary pilot Chuck Yeager, first to break sound barrier, dies at 97. Network of nearly 650 cameras helps California firefighters spot fires early. How trees communicate with one another using a complex subterranean system of fungi and roots. Dr. Anthony Fauci urges Black community to get COVID-19 vaccine. The following headlines are from alienUFOsightings.com. Aliens in hiding until mankind is ready, says ex-Israeli space head. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. U.S. set single-day record with more than 3,000 COVID deaths. Anne Frank Memorial defaced with Nazi stickers in Idaho. Michigan high school student contracts COVID while taking SAT after district tells her it's mandated for graduation. NASA names 18 astronauts to train for moon missions. Under cloud of suspicion, Spain's ex-king Juan Carlos pays $800,000 tax fine. SpaceX test rocket soars miles into Texas sky, explodes on landing. Hunter Biden says he's under federal investigation over tax affairs relating to China. NYC Council to push repeal of police practice targeting transgender women of color. Trump asks to intervene in last Supreme Court case seeking to subvert Biden's election. Police fatally shoot man for violating COVID lockdown in Albania. The following headlines are from military.com. Biden hits back at criticism over choosing retired general for SecDef. Space Force is getting its first 2 bases. For the first time, a woman will take command of an aircraft carrier. Lawmakers just saved dozens of A-10 warthogs from the boneyard. Department of Defense rolls out COVID-19 vaccination plan for troops, announces base distribution centers. Plan for free national park access for wounded vets approved. Ford was inexperienced, overburdened SID faces new scrutiny and Army investigation. Defense Department restarts massive military health system overhaul. The introverted general, meet Lloyd Austin, Biden's pick for SecDef. Did Mitchell Flournoy face double standard over defense industry ties? The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Pandemic, civil unrest drive record-shattering increase in firearm permits, gun shopping in Illinois in 2020. Tenants advocates, real estate industry gear up for clash over proposed Cook County residential tenant, landlord ordinance. Column, Chief Justice John Roberts, please do America a favor and make Donald Trump go away. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, 8,256 new COVID-19 cases and 179 additional deaths reported as Chicago officials say they hope to vaccinate all city adults in 2021. Police, person questioned in stabbing death of Chatham man, 61, inside his home. It will be a soggy, possibly snowy weekend in Chicago, but first, there's an opportunity to see the northern lights in northern Illinois. Scuffle between man drinking and cop in loop subway sends both to hospital, police say. Chicago officials outline initial coronavirus vaccine distribution plans. We are very ready for the vaccine as it comes. Indiana man charged with murder after death of Evanston attorney Daniel Murray, who is remembered as a luminously decent fellow. Off-duty Chicago officer son fatally shot in domestic-related incident after fight with father in Garfield Ridge home, sources say. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Aboriginal group urges mining reset after ancient site destroyed. China's foreign coal push risks global climate goals. Finland's muddy fight over super-polluting peat energy. My ambition, another Nobel Prize says chemistry laureate. Big data offers promise of better groundwater management in California. California Academy scientists describe 213 species in 2020. Cataloging nature's hidden arsenal, viruses that infect bacteria. Toxic pollutants can impact wildlife disease spread. Ecologists study how soil fungi respond to wildfire. The role of platform protection insurance in the sharing economy. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, December 10th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Leeches and maggots are FDA approved and still used in modern medicine. Was King Solomon's temple a real place? Why do so many weird animals live in Australia? Scientists devise a method to edit mitochondrial DNA. Here's how it works and why it matters. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Waller provides Raiders cheat code against blitz. As coronavirus case counts dip, Geneva to reopen restaurants. UK says EU trade talks face moment of finality on weekend. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscopes December 10th, 2020, Kenneth Branagh, Change Begins With You. Bridge, December 10th, 2020. Word Game, December 10th, 2020. Ask Amy, he was a spiteful husband, and now he expects me to be his friend. Harriet Cole, my husband has started doing things that make me think he's gay. Miss Manners, he asks me what I think of his wife, and I cannot tell him. Dear Abby, my fiancé won't live with me unless I buy a 7-bedroom manor. San Jose, collision leaves bicyclist with life-threatening injuries. 6 South Bay residents indicted in stolen mail, fraud scheme. The coronavirus pandemic is hitting families that are already struggling the hardest. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Worker groups pan NC labor chief on refusing the new COVID rules. Bourbon producer Four Roses opens new storage warehouse. Holiday messages being sent to long-term care facilities. Lee tapped as policy chair for Republican governors group. Mississippi school district's chief to retire in June. Special election plan to fill Louisiana State House seat. Marshall holding first virtual commencement this weekend. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Why is Marcia Fudge being nominated to HED, if not tokenism? ICE mismanagement created coronavirus hotbeds of infection in and around detention centers. Caribbean Islanders, environmentalist billionaire building resort on protected wetlands. State-sanctioned killers, as Trump expedites executions at home, Biden builds team for wars abroad. Biden Defense Secretary nominee Lloyd Austin comes under fire for industry connections. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Promising treatment for premenstrual dysphoric disorder, PMDD. Increased social media use linked to developing depression, research finds. New serological assay provides rapid, accurate testing for SARS-CoV-2 antibodies. Insufficient screening for heart damage after non-cardiac surgery puts patients at risk. Artificial intelligence finds surprising patterns in Earth's biological mass extinctions. Predicting heart disease from the skin. Immediate detection of airborne viruses with a disposable kit. Studies reveal potential weaknesses in SARS-CoV-2 infection. Kids gain weight when new convenience stores open nearby. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Seniors COVID-19 Vaccine Consumer Guide, what to expect once the shots are available. 8 shot, 1 fatally, Wednesday in Chicago. Woman, CPD officer, injured in crash in Chatham. Illinois House Black Caucus backs Madigan for Speaker to provide strong, consistent leadership. Teen girl shot in Lawndale. Horoscope for Thursday, December 10, 2020. Wrong way driver crashes into funeral procession in Joliet, injuring 3. Melody Hobson named next chair at Starbucks board. SWAT team called for armed man barricaded in East Garfield Park apartment, police. Coronavirus Live blog, December 9, 2020, Illinois endures its 5th highest daily death count ahead of coronavirus vaccines expected arrival. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. St. Louis Jason Spencer stays busy bringing monsters to life during COVID-19. Gun butt in St. Charles traced her Wisconsin killing, feds say. A child's death in Washington, Missouri changes community views about COVID. Beast Southern Kitchen and Barbecue is now open in Columbia, Illinois. Meet the woman who oversees abortions of Planned Parenthood. What about Eli? Tragedy after a fiery roadside rescue. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Michigan Republicans came down harder on Detroit lawmaker for making threats than they have on Trump. Mayor Duggan unveils Detroit recreational weed program details, urges legacy applicants to start process. Warren opts out of rec weed in the most confusing way possible. Menorah Ahmadi will illuminate campus marshes for 10th year, but asks people to watch from home. Missing patterns in corporate news, Project Censored's top 10 underreported stories of 2020. Obama took office with the wind at his back, Biden won't. Savage Love, the casserole. Free Will Astrology, December 9th to 15th. Peachy Conspiracies. The Empty-Headed League. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Rating the QB situations of likely NFL teams looking for new coaches. 12 days of favorite Houston food and drink experiences in 2020, Part 2, Treats and Trends. Houston Symphony's Very Merry Pops brings holiday cheer. The Catholic girls pray for a resurrection with new anthology. James Harden not the first rocket star to one out. Best virtual bets, Jane Austen, Josephine Baker and Karen Carpenter. Upcoming Houston food events, give yourself the gift of great sandwiches. 1984, the year George Orwell met Prince, Madonna, Michael, and Bruce. Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George raises local threat level back to red alert. Streaming concert Watch 11/9, Andrea Bocelli, Gorillaz and more. The next headlines are about world records making news. SBS Energy Services sets new world record in GOM decommissioning project, World Pipelines. Jamie Cullum broke the Guinness World Record for largest music lesson ever held yesterday, Entertainment.ie. Watch, 144-story UAE building demolished in 10 seconds, sets new Guinness World Record, News 18. Guinness World Record for 70-year-old Aussie who builds the world's longest bike, the pro cyclist still racing aged 50 plus more on the Hive blog, Road CC. India, young jeweler breaks world record with 12,638 diamond ring, Israeli diamond, news. An Indian jeweler's 12,638 diamond ring just set a world record, Times of India. Watch, controlled demolition of UAE building in 10 seconds that set a world record, The Indian Express. Valencia World Half Marathon Record podcast plus super shoes, Olympic babies, and the track meet, letsrun.com. Buck-breaking record, Cimarron teen secures world record for largest non-typical whitetail taken by a female, KSN TV. Toronto van attack driver had killing 100 people as his goal to set a world record, court hears, the Journal Pioneer. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Erectile dysfunction drug and antidepressant accidentally swapped in factory. NASA announces team of 18 astronauts who will train for Artemis moon landings. CBS All Access takes on Disney Plus with new features to babysitter kids. Google to investigate shady departure of black AI ethicist Timnit Gebru. Hyundai Motors reportedly bought Boston Dynamics for almost $1 billion. Hackers illegally accessed Pfizer's preliminary vaccine data. New report suggests FCC massively overstated gigabit coverage in U.S. Scientists are investigating how the quiet of COVID-19 affects the ocean. Pantone's Colors of the Year, ranked. Microsoft is bringing its cloud gaming platform to PCs and iOS next spring. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Julia Creek in Australia at 107.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 42 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ojmjkin in Russia at minus 64.84 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 53.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Chloe Moretz battles gremlins on a plane in Shadow in the Cloud trailer. So, it turns out SpaceX is pretty good at rocketing. Cruise says it started driverless testing. I'm skeptical. COVID-19 vaccine data has been unlawfully accessed in hack of EU regulator. Company claims solid-state lithium metal battery breakthrough. Watch Live, SpaceX is fueling its Starship for a high-altitude flight, updated. FTC, 47 states file suits to break up Instagram and WhatsApp from Facebook. Google's secretive Fuchsia OS is open for contributions. COVID data manager investigated, rated for using publicly available password. Pornhub blocks uploads and downloads and crackdown on child sexual abuse videos. Next, announcements from the World Health Organization. Medical product alert N7-2020. The following headlines are from Raw Story. The Anthropocene is heavy. Scientists find human-made objects now outweigh all life on Earth. Trump takes a final shot at Obamacare exchanges. Months after COVID-19, many with long-term symptoms wonder if they'll ever feel the same. Sea level rise could flood thousands of Miami's affordable housing spots, research. A 7-year-old's wish has come true, Green Army women are a reality. He's going for a pardon, experts trash indicted Trump supporting Texas AG Scottish election lawsuit. Scientists say America is about to face its worst public health event ever. Donald Trump biographer says president wants to inflict as much suffering as he can in his final weeks to show dominance. Estranged wife of former Rep Duncan Hunter files for divorce. Report, 42 journalists killed around the world in 2020. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Georgia Republicans are using fake claims of fraud to make it harder to vote. Biden picks stale white bread to lead the USDA. What sports comebacks can teach us about the 2020 election. Biden's Pentagon pick has deep defense industry ties, now it could complicate his nomination. What's the matter with cultural politics? Lunchtime photo. How Kelly Loeffler's firm facilitated an Iran-like scandal. Coronavirus growth in Western countries, December 8th update. Georgia didn't turn blue overnight, just ask the state's newest member of Congress Nikki Williams. Landlords have filed more than 150,000 eviction notices already. By January it will get much worse. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Star of science and movies, the Arecibo Radio Telescope is dead, science news for students. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Sue receives $1.20 grant for Roar supercomputer-supported natural gas turbine project, HP Choir. A non-hallucinogenic psychedelic analog with therapeutic potential, Nature.com. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The strange health experiments of Silicon Valley's wealthy elite, The Times. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, December 10th, 2020 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Nick Pope revisited. Aliens exist, says former Israeli space security chief. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, December 10th, 2020. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.